I think one of the things that's the hardest to find in the medical profession these days is somebody who will really listen. And that's what I find here.
To have someone say we can help you, like that meant a lot. That really changed my life.
I got my wife back within less than a week of a journey we'd been on for a month and a half.
The whole concept behind Carolina Brain Center is change one life, you're going to change a family. That changes the community and perhaps even changes the world. Functional neurology, otherwise known as chiropractic neurology, is a whole system set up to identify issues in different pathways in the brain and then to create the positive neuroplastic changes that we're looking for. We do different therapeutics, and you can sort of liken it to like exercise for the brain. Concussions are, probably what we're most widely known for in rehabbing and helping people get back into the game. But it's not just for the athlete that's had an injury, it's also for the athlete that wants to go further. So human optimization is, a huge part of what we do. Just coming up with very individualized protocols based on all the diagnostics that we do enables us to be super successful with folks.
Before coming here, I'll be honest, I was very skeptical. After we did come here and seeing the alternative therapies that were being provided, and then certainly, seeing the fact that our daughter was, not only progressing socially, but also educationally, it was extremely important to say, like, this is working. It is science-based, and the approach is very practical.
Some of the things that we use is gyrostim technology, which is a multi-axis rotational chair, which creates a huge challenge into the sensory motor system. And the brain has to figure out where you are in space, and it's going to recalibrate a lot of the syncing between the vestibular system and the visual system.
After my diagnosis of long COVID, I felt hopeless. I had extreme nausea, dizziness, sensory issues. I was at a loss.
My wife went from 100 to 0 in the matter of a day, and we had to start figuring things out. And the traditional places we were going to get answers, all they wanted to do is give her more pills to sedate her, basically, until she started to feel better. They didn't actually want to fix the problem, they just wanted to cover it up. And that was the only answers we were getting, is either that or we can't help you.
Through my research, I found Dr. Dane's website, and I thought, here's some hope. Let me give this a try.
And within the first 72 hours of her coming to therapy here, we saw drastic changes, and she was able to do things she wasn't able to do for the past month and a half at all in less than 3 days. And her confidence was increasing, and her cognitive ability was increasing, and she felt better.
For years, I was having widespread muscle spasms. My muscles would get weak and sore because they were spasming all the time. And I went to lots of different doctors, but if they can't find a diagnosis, they don't know how to treat you. Thankfully, I was referred to Dr. Dane by another provider, and I've been seeing her for about 6 months and made more progress in that 6 months than I have in the last several years.
Neuroplasticity is the brain's ability to adapt and change. There's tons of neuroplastic changes that are happening all the time that are positive as we're learning new things, and we're, as like a toddler learning how to walk. When we have injuries, then all of a sudden we have dysfunction happening, and so we create these negative plastic changes, and so then it requires specific therapies to essentially retrain the brain and create these new synaptic connections so that we have a positive neuroplastic change. Other things we use are different eye movement therapies. We use interactive metronome, which helps get timing and coordination down. We also use repetitive peripheral somatosensory stimulation, where we actually introduce a current into different parts of the face or the arms or the legs, and that increases the brain's awareness of where that particular part is.
After my intensive week, I could make food for myself. I could interact with my kids, my husband. It was amazing.
One of the unique aspects with Dr. Dane, I feel, is that she brings a very humanistic side to her approach. So making people feel very comfortable. It is a family sort of an environment. I think she understands through a lot of compassion and empathy that it's a struggle for parents and kids. It was a very emotional thing for us because there wasn't much out there for her. So it's great that Darcy and her team are so proficient in what they do and offer a safe social environment for kids. At the end of the day, I think it really offers a lot that others don't, and alternative therapies are definitely real, and they definitely work, and they've done a tremendous difference in our lives, and certainly my daughter's.